Okay, what is Baseball Mogul? Baseball Mogul is a sim game where you take full control of any team you choose. Just imagine sitting over your desk with your coffee and your donut, preparing notes for the conference session with investors and executives held later that day. Do you suggest releasing player A or B? Do you acquire player C or D? Do you promote player E or F? Okay, here this is the page to set the concessions, the expenses, and the ticket prices. Now I also want to edit the sim settings just as much. I'll be trying to do this every 15 days or half a month per cycle. So right now, I think I'm setting them so that it favors offense rather than defense or pitching. Now we're going to go to PvP, which is play-by-play mode, which you can use either the skip inning or skip batter buttons to proceed forward in playing the game. Alright, good. So that's good. So now I just want to talk about the lineups and the pitching. Most likely you'll be able to adjust them every time after each game to that to which you seek or prefer in such a context. Alright, so it looks like the first three hitters of our Dodgers already have 3 hits, and there's a lot of hits going on in this game. Now we still have Brad Penny in the mix, pitching as the starter against the Cubs. Now, the grass is glistening, the sun is shining, the player hits a double. He waves to the crowd after getting safe at the base. The crowd roars. He smiles. The crowd screams. There's an uproar. Alright, Derek Lee at bat. Now Aramis Ramirez, Alfonso Soriano. Quite a combo of power hitters that the Cubs got. Really good at hitting the ball, getting into play, and then maybe scoring runs just as much. Alright, so now I'm going to change the pitcher. And this guy, Darren O'Day, will most likely be the setup man. And I'll tend to use the hit and run quite often, since that helps to avoid the double plays, which is advantageous and more competitive in favor of the human team controlled by the human player rather than the artificial intelligence. Alright, so I really haven't been to Wrigley and seen the stadium, so I'm not all that familiar. Any exposure to which I've accounted for would be over the TV set or maybe in a video game by EA Sports and of the like, which I don't or haven't had access to quite some time. Alright, so the closer will most likely be half-broad, as he was known, or has been known, Francisco Rodriguez, who is very good at pitching in terms of strikeouts. And for each pitcher that comes to the plate, I'll try and switch them to the extent that a batter is there in their place. Now, Derek Lee is at bat. Will he hit a double? Will he hit a homer? What's going to happen? Now Alfonso Soriano. Oh, game is over. Alright. So that's the end. Okay, here we are. We're changing the pitching so that the tired pitchers get the rest that they need. And the pitchers that aren't tired can remain. It's pretty much will use the same lineup. But in the context of the pitcher, they're lefty or righty. I may put them to eighth rather than having them ninth. And for the first parts of it, I'll tend to sim to, but using the skip inning bind instead, and then I'll use the toggle option to proceed forward after a certain amount of time. Maybe when I've switched the pitcher or made a substitution on the defense. So as you can see, the lineup right now is Spiggins, Burkell, Martin, Loney, Jones, Hop, Kent, Francis, Repko. And as you can see, it has a linearity in its orchestration with the switch hitters and the righty lefty swapping or splitting to not have a favor in either of those two of the options. Now, Aramis Mermaris has been really good in these first two games, or so it seems. The last one, he played quite well, getting 2 doubles. Is that right? And he's just a big threat at the plate on the whole of it. So you gotta keep that in mind in terms of how you pitch him. That it may be better to just give him an IBB or to walk him on 3 balls or four balls. I'm sorry. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to proceed to the next game. And to get to the screen, to begin with, I had to select all of the games for PvP mode. And the way to do that was to use the right click instead of the left click. And then select several of them. And that option would come up as it did over time. Alright, so now this game, we have an uncle, and maybe he has his nephew on his shoulders, and they watch the pitchers at the gate, or the players, as they enter into the stadium, and maybe they're screaming or yelling, trying to get the pitcher's attention as a distraction, so that they can get the autographs or signatures. Maybe it's one of the tallest amongst the players, the pitchers, and they're trying in that effort to get that signature, that autograph, and maybe they are unable to. But all the same, the nephew will recall this and it'll stick in his memory for a lifetime, having his uncle hold him on his shoulders as they walk along and try to do this in that effort. By Aramis Ramirez, Alfonso Soriano, Chikazu is pitching. Okay, good. And we have our lineup as well, with Gibbons in, and Hop, as you'd expect. Alright, now, looks like we have to switch the batter, so that's a lefty. So it's against the righty, in such a context. Alright, there's an average scene over the screen, and there's a beach ball or volleyball. They're at the beach. Maybe it's a family, and they throw this ball, and they use sticks to hit the ball on the beach, and the ball rockets across the surface of the sand. It even gets into the water. And they round the beaches, which they use are rocks, or maybe they have shovels or other beach where that they can apply instead for bases to round them. And, there's a guy who's on the mound and he's pitching all the team. Alright, here we are. That's the end of it. Gonna just see if looks like there was a minor injury. But let's see. You get the idea. They're at the beach, yeah, they don't have a baseball. So these volleyball, they're beach ball. Alright, good. Well, that's the end. Thank you.